Hi there, I'm Sarah and welcome to Booksaras. In this video I will be reading 3 thrillers. After the last video on which I read 2 books that I really was not looking forward to reading, I decided that I needed something that I actually really enjoy reading, and during the summertime, it's hot, I do prefer a good thriller. I actually have quite a lot of thrillers on my to-be-read list, so I picked out 3 that have the same subject matter, which is a missing person or several missing persons. And the first one that I picked out is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Then next we have Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. And the third one is Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter. So as I said, all 3 of them are about a missing person or missing persons. And I am thinking about reading them alphabetically according to the author, which means that I'm going to start with Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I am actually quite looking forward to this one. I already read a book by Lisa Jewell this year, which was None of This Is True. And I think I gave that one 4.5 stars because I truly enjoyed it. It was fast-paced. The storyline was really good. It gave me the thrill. So I am really looking forward to reading another Lisa Jewell book and seeing if she can do this again, if she is consistent in writing these really good thrillers, because if she is, I think I'm going to read her whole backlist. But let's start with this one now. So I'm going to read you what's on the back of this one. No spoilers, only what is on the back of the actual book. She was 15, her mother's golden girl. She had her whole life ahead of her, and then, in the blink of an eye, Ellie was gone. 10 years on, Laurel has never given up hope of finding Ellie, and then she meets a charming and charismatic stranger who sweeps her off her feet. But what really takes her breath away is when she meets his 9-year-old daughter, because his daughter is the image of Ellie. Now all those unanswered questions that have haunted Laurel come flooding back. What really happened to Ellie? And who still has secrets to hide? Yes, that sounds truly entertaining. So you'll be seeing me reading this one. Time for a quick update before I'm starting part 4 of this book. By now we can definitely start guessing what happened to the girl that disappeared, and it is either very bad or horrible, so that's fun. So it's the next day and I have finished Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. And I ended up giving this one 3.5 stars. And let me tell you why. In the beginning of this story, we actually get quite a lot of information already. And this happens because we get multiple points of view. And they tell us quite a lot of the people that are involved in the story. So we can guess certain things that will happen or that are going to happen. If you are used to reading thrillers or looking at certain television shows, then it is quite easy to figure out what is going on. And you only continue reading because you want to know how exactly everything happened and to what extent certain people are involved in the things that have happened. So I don't know if I have read too much or seen too much or if I am broken inside, but the ending, although it was definitely horrible, still wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Just like in the other book that I read by Jewell, which was called None of This Is True, you have people that actually sort of infiltrate in other people's life. So if this is a recurring theme with her, it makes the books a bit less original for me if she does it more often. So I think for now I'm going to leave the Lisa Jewell's books here. So next up I'm reading Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. And I'll read the blurb on the back of the book. Shelby Thibault is the first to go missing. Then Meredith Dickey and her 6-year-old daughter Delilah vanished just blocks away from where Shelby was last seen, striking fear into their once peaceful community. After an elusive search that yields more questions than answers, the case eventually goes cold. Now, 11 years later, Delilah shockingly returns. Everyone wants to know what happened to her, but no one is prepared for what they'll find. And some people will stop at nothing to keep the truth buried. Okay, I'm intrigued by this one because this person returns. Yeah, let's go. Well, I finished Local Woman Missing, and I really wish that I had done an update while I was still reading the book, because I was actually truly enjoying this book. It was written very well. The scenes were quite intense, which was more so than in the previous book that I read, and Then She Was Gone. We have some very interesting perspectives in this book, like the little brother of the girl that went missing, which was quite interesting. And we get to see what it was like to be locked up and things like that. So I was truly enjoying myself up until the last few chapters of this book, and I'm really sad that had happened because as I said, I was enjoying it, and I really thought that I was heading for a 4.5-star read. But now I'm sad because the ending was not what I expected it to be, or what I wanted it to be more like. In the last few chapters, this book went down quite a bit for me. The ending is really rushed, which is not okay, because the rest of the book was worked out really well, and it does feel like this style clash that in the end everything just happens so fast, and some storylines aren't even rounded off at all, aren't picked up at all, so there are plot holes, and yeah. It's really sad when that happens, because you have read like 300 pages which are really good, and then in the last 50 pages it just goes downhill, and that's always too bad. Another thing that I didn't like at the ending is that well, we have these 3 disappearances, so not wanting to spoil anything, one of those 3 storylines, I will call them, that we are getting in this book turns out to contain a lie, and it's actually not nice for the story that it turns out to be a lie. There is a reasonable reason for it to be a lie, but to make this storyline work, everything had to be set up to make it work, and it feels a bit fake and not as real as the rest of the book really does. The rest of the book really felt like it could actually happen. I could understand all the reasons behind it, but at the end everything turned a bit to mush. So yeah, too bad. So instead of that predicted 4.5 star read, I am only giving Local Woman Missing 3.5 stars, the same as Then She Was Gone, although they are quite different books. But I will talk about the similarities and differences more at the end of this video. And now I would like to move on to Pretty Girls, which I've actually heard is really good, so I do hope that I have saved the best for last, but we will see. Here goes. And then I totally forgot to read you the back of the book because continuity is key. So here goes. It's been more than 20 years since Claire and Lydia last spoke. Claire is the glamorous trophy wife of an Atlanta millionaire. Lydia, a single mother dating an ex-con, struggles to make ends meet. But neither has recovered from the disappearance of their sister Julia 2 decades earlier. And the shocking murder of Claire's husband brings the horror and heartbreak of the past roaring back into their lives. The vanishing of a teenage girl and the killing of a middle-aged man, almost a quarter-century apart. What could connect them? As they form a wary truce, the surviving sisters unearth the secrets that destroyed their family all those years ago, and find the astonishing truth where they least expected it. I'm a little over halfway now, and this book is truly hurting my soul. So I finished reading Pretty Girls, and I'm outside because I had to take a walk to get my mind out of it a bit. Because it is a very, very intense book. It should really come with a whole list of trigger warnings. If there is anything that is triggering to you, you should really look into that before you read this book. And I mean like violent things. Swans. I did enjoy the book though. I used to be a fan of Criminal Minds, if you know that show. And it is definitely out there, even past that, without all the Spencer or Penelope cutesiness. It is truly an intense book. But I did enjoy it. It went pretty deep, way deeper than the other 2 books did. And I ended up giving this one a 4 star. So to me, this one was the best out of the 3 books. Okay, so the circumstances are far from ideal since I'm at an amusement park, but I really don't know when else I will get to wrap up this video. So quick run through. First off, yeah, Then She Was Gone. Compared to something on television, I would compare it to an episode of Castle. Because it's quite clean. There is just enough shock value to keep you entertained, and it's a quick and easy read, and it will leave you quite happy, I think. Next we had Local Woman Missing. I would compare that one more to a true crime documentary, where you have long interviews with people, and then at the end they quickly show you what happened to everyone. So that is why the ending was a bit more disappointing to me. But if you are into true crime, I think that one is the most relevant one for you. And then the last one I read was Pretty Girls, which I would And then the last one I read was Pretty Girls, which I would only recommend if you can handle a bit of, quite a bit of gore, because it is truly quite heavy. But otherwise it is a really good read, well written, well, I thought so anyway. So I'll leave it at that. If you like this video, if you like me, please like, comment, subscribe, support the channel, and thank you, and hope to see you again soon.